Hey everyone, Corrie here coming in to do the recording for the a week of January the 23rd. So this reading and where we are this week, excuse the mess behind me, my office has not been put back together, but where we are this week is we're coming on the heels of the new moon. The new moon was the moon's closest to the earth that it has been in like almost 1,000 years, which means we had a lot of energy also coming with that. And so as we explore this today, we also explore the intensity of the energy that's here. And I just read a very perfect quote for the energy that's here. So when something shines so bright, there's also the essence of what is in the shadows. So, it is a time of intentions. It's about, it's about setting intentions. It's about growth. It's about all those things. But we also just came into the lunar year, and we came into what the Chinese year of the rabbit. And so this rabbit energy can be what it's designed to be, or what we really should allow ourselves to be, is to graze, to just munch on things, to just process things before we feel like we have to push them, but also know that it's a year progressive, like we are moving forward, we're going forward. Take advantage of the energy, but to not let ourselves go down rabbit holes, and to not to let ourselves get lost in creating narratives and stories of experiences or things that are happening that we're creating a story around. What we think, what we say, I think that's what they think, and I think this is what they feel, and I think this is what's happening. But unless you're getting it from source, either person or source, you are creating the story. And we have many archetypal characters within us that have the ability to lead us down rabbit holes. And in my energy reports, I speak a lot. And with the new moon, it came up with this year's predictions. There is a lot of sinister energy, and it is awakening a lot of that possibility within people, that there is this ability for us to go down the rabbit hole and to create experiences and stories, and to turn our back and to reject things, people, experiences that we really wanted to be into, right? That we're really into before. So the quote, where I saved it, and it's this, and it's and so I took this from the Carl Jung Facebook page and a post of a class or something they have coming up, but it was right at the top, and I'm like, this is perfect. This is exactly what we are looking at in today's energy. And so it was, if it has an impact, it means there is a war inside of me. You set it off, but what you set off is my business. Anything that can burn in a person should burn. Only the things that are fireproof are worth keeping. If you can hurt my feelings, they are better off hurt, because it's an error in me. By Robert A. Johnson. Now that's the quote. And so what I woke up this morning was with this urge to find Nine Inch Nails' song Hurt, and to find the version that was the original. And so it is the original Hurts, like getting back. And so the Nine Inch Nails became most famous, I think. Well, no, it was equally as famous, I think, but it became famous with Johnny Cash in his days before his passing, right? Or his months before his passing, when he did that last CD. And it was the Nine Inch Nails Hurt. I woke up this morning having to get that song, having to find that song. And I know myself, the past few years, I know what it's like to be where the writer of that song was. And it's such a deep place, and it's about our feelings. It's truly about our emotions and how we respond. And it's like, one can truly write it from a place of absolute hurt, and another one can write it from a place of awakening, of rising up, of having that sense of a comeback within ourselves, and recognizing the journey and where we have been. And so how we experience those experiences, what we're experiencing those experiences, what we're going through is all based on where that original source came from. What is that original hurt? What is trying to burn away from me? And so if you burn your bridges, you burn away the people that are meant to be like fireproof things in your life, is that you're going to be looking back and going, why was I still reflecting out? And so there's a lot of this energy that it's like you're responding to, like this, sometimes even the simplest little things right now. It may be that, someone may have just like looked at you the wrong way. And you may take it like totally out of context. You may jump. And it's like, this is a time to pull back, to stop, to breathe, to really truly think, because we have a lot, we just coming out of the retrograde, there is no planets in retrograde right now. We have an opportunity to truly so the energy feels like it's speeding up. So we're on this. So it's like, we're not stopping to think and pause. Whereas in the retrograde, it's like we had something to blame it on before. We had something to blame it on before. We could blame it on retrograde, right? We could blame it on this. We can blame it on that. Now we're going to blame it on somebody else because we don't want to see what's inside of ourselves sometimes. And that energy is here. My ear just started to pain, just like somebody is just like, toom. And so remember this, whatever is that hurt that is yours to be able to deal with, whenever you are in thought, you're thinking out about how you're feeling about somebody, you're sending that energy to them. And that energy is getting to them. So it's like you have a slingshot and you're throwing rocks at them. And you can tell yourself that the slingshot is not powerful enough to hurt them. Yet, have you not heard the David and Goliath story? Right? Have you not, it's like, it can be as dangerous. It depends on where it's hitting and what it's hitting, right? And so when we turn around, and what is so giant inside of ourselves that we need to face? What is so big within ourselves that we need to to bring awareness to those areas? Because this year is truly about the year that many will be taken on the hero's journey, or the dark night of the soul journey, or the hero's journey. You're going to be taken on that journey to really, truly have to really look at self, to get back to you, to come home to you, to advance, to grow, to excel. Whoops. See, microphone just fell out. Means that sometimes we have to really, truly face, because who's creating the success? And last night I was coining, in my teachings, I was coining this word like shadow success, is that we have spent so much of our lives creating shadow success. The things we did in our lives that were for, it's like, that's just what we do. That's just who we are. Or it's like the revenge success, right? It's like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to prove them. I'm here to be somebody, and I'm going to be a somebody, and I don't care what anyone thinks. And great. But is it what your soul is calling? So there's a lot of the essence of our soul that is calling us this year, but it's this week, like this week's energy is really, truly turning the tides for us. So we're having to really look at ourselves this week, really take a deep look and go inward. And like I said, the beginning of this quote, take that quote, sit with it. It is from Robert A. Johnson. And I'm going to read it again. If it has an impact, it means there is a war inside of me. You set it off, but what you set off is my business. Anything that can burn in a person should burn. Only the things that are fireproof are worth keeping. If you can hurt my feelings, they are better off hurt, because it is an error in me. Right? We should be able to know that where we are, be able to be safe within our own confinements of our own self, safe in knowing who we are. So this is a big year, and it's going to be a big year, and it's going to be a big year for these things. And sometimes we get sold the sunshine rainbow, the rainbow and sunshines. stories that, oh my God, everything's going to be all right. Well, yeah, everything's going to be all right, but how do we get to all right? How do we go from survival to thriving? We have to first change gears. We have to shift mindset. We have to sometimes truly look at the real thing. It's so easy to surface heal. So easy to do surface work. The surface work is easy. It's so easy to get caught up in looking at everyone else. It's so easy to blame everything on what's happening on everyone else. It's so easy to say, you know, like this and that about what the world is doing to you. But it's not so easy to say, I am the contributing factor within some of the things that are happening within my life. And that not everybody's wrong. And not everybody's out to get me, right? So it's like, this is the energy. So don't get down the rabbit holes. Stay out of the, well, you know, I've been down those rabbit holes. There's a lot of lessons down there, or have the courage to go down the rabbit hole, whatever it may be. But it is a year where we're also seeing the divine sense of self starting to really speak to us. So we're being called up and out, being able to recognize. And there's so many moments this like that are this week's energy that are like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Where did I get that from? What was that? Where did that come from? What was happening? All of those things. Pay attention to those. And learning the power of being able to laugh at yourself, to be able to laugh at laugh at those moments. I have lots of my own crazy moments, trust me. A lot of those moments come in, a lot of thoughts get in. You carry a lot of, there's a lot of guilt, there's a lot of shaming, there's a lot of things that come with it as well. But being able to just be present and to be aware and learning to be in relationship with the soul is important as well. Now, I did record a second part for the new moon energy, and I never got it out before I left town. So I may be sharing that as well. So it may be posted before this video so that it can make sense to the new moon energy that just happened. But even though I know the new moon's over, I may still post it. Yeah, so we got the world card coming up, and I wanted to pull some cards for this. I don't know why, but I felt the need to pull some cards. So I'm going to trust this. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. So we have the brilliant success, the world, right? And so when we start succeeding at being us, succeeding at staying focused on us, succeeding, at really truly taking that journey to self-discovery, is that you now give yourself the opportunity to recognize this may be the ending of a journey. So what you may be feeling may also be that coming out through the birth canal, right? It's like it's that final push that pushes you out to the birth canal and into a new life, into a new direction, into the way that you're meant to walk. And it's a sense of being set free. So everything that feels heavy and feels like it's like not a good day, it's actually on your way to a better day. It's that which is, being able to now set ourselves free, to not to hold on, to harbor, to create stories in your mind. It is about being able to be free of those things that hold you hostage, that keeps returning you into the narratives of the old story. So sometimes when we're in those experiences, we don't realize endings and new beginnings are all happening at one time. And that those feelings you have, if you stop judging them and stop judging others, and just let them flow through, just let them go, is that you start to recognize, oh yeah, this is what's leaving me. It's not what's trying to come in, it's what's leaving me. It's old energy. It's like it went fishing. So it's just like the divine. It's just like the divine went fishing inside so it can hook the big fish that is like the parasite that causes the issues, that causes the problems, so that you can be free. It's that's also then hooking onto the big fish, the treasures inside of you. So it can bring up the treasures, bring them up and out. Once we remove all the things that are in the way, we get to be able to sit in the treasure, sit in the journey. So that is really truly a part of that world card. It is the major moments in our lives this week. We also have the 5 of Autumn. And, when we're going through those experiences, often we want to retreat, we want to hide, we don't want to speak to anyone, we don't want to say what's really going on. But that's the time to really reach out, right? To really reach out and to sometimes have a sounding board especially when things are changing around us. And when we do things in a like a sneaky kind of secretive way, it's like that sinister energy. And we don't really want to see that it's sinister energy, like we're creeping, sneaking around. We think people don't know what's happening, and I'm just gonna like show up and I'm just gonna do this and I'm just gonna do that. Well, that leads to mistrust and betrayals and dishonesty. And so being very honest up front, being very true to your true authentic self and not true to the monsters, to the shadows, is probably the most important thing that we can pay attention to this week. And so you may also be struggling a little bit like the money wise. And so be easy on yourself, because we are in a time when we are being robbed of our money, of our energies in so many directions and through so many projections and so many outlets of overpriced groceries, higher than average amount for fuel, for heating homes, for all of those things. And it's not going to regulate itself for a while. I just feel like it's been allowed, like these sinister energies have been allowed to do what they've wanted for so long. We're going to see it in banks. We're seeing interest rates go up. And I feel like this week, next week, like in the next few weeks, it's like we're just going to really feel the effects of it, see it in the energy, and just know that it's like, yeah, you know what, this is really happening. But we have to band together as people and to be those changes. Now, as we move forward, I just feel that the sense that we have this, so that's the 5 of autumn. So I have the world card, I have the 5 of autumn, and I'm in Radley Varon Valentine's, the fairy cards, because those little fairies are little mischief little creatures and mischievous little creatures. And I'm like, these fairies are like everywhere and they're on our side, just so you know. And so I feel like it's like, as you come through this journey, what you're going to discover is by like the summer, by this time, that so whatever you're feeling now, know that it's temporary, because we also have the Prince of Summer. So when we have this card, is that this brings in like that childlike energy. And for me, it feels like it's like something of the healed inner child, like healing the wounded child and starting to step into the child that's like feeling like it can run around in the fields, just be happy, free going. And to also be able to also stay humble and grounded and rooted is very important. So I feel like we're suddenly starting to fall into love with self, creating that relationship with the soul, starting to be more content and happy, not really so much caught up in the world as your time goes on. But this week's energy is crucial to how some of the rest of your year is going to unfold. If you turn the people around you into your enemies this week, if you drive away the people that were important to you this week, if you push an agenda that is like that you've created in your head, I feel like you're going to really get caught up. So be careful. You know, it's like you're playing with the shadows, right? It's like you're trying to play with the shadows. You're trying to stretch them. You're trying to jump on them. You're trying to like, don't play in the shadow energy. Get back in the light, stay in the light, and just trust the divine is unfolding beautiful things. Because there is, see, here we have the Prince of Autumn. So we have 2 princes here. So we have this practical, more sense of like this playfulness, and then we have this one that's showing up to be dependable, reliable, and it's like, I just feel like it's like that becoming of age is what I'm getting. Becoming of age, really truly evolving. I feel like it's like as you move through these next coming months, and this week is so crucial to this. I don't know why, but this week has so much power over the projection of your next few months or whatever this may be. But it's like kindness to others. So the Prince of Autumn is that dependable, is protective, is chivalry, humor. So all the good stuff, right? Like it's about us being able to really truly be, we can be playful, we can be fun, we can do those things. But if our shadow of our wounded child, if the sense of the, you know, the inner psyche of the addictions of our mind is ruling the way, we're going to get so caught up in childlike energy that is of the wounded child. And so no more procrastination is coming up. This is the 7 of summer. I feel like there's a pivotal turning point where as you move into summer, of where you're making some decisions. Yeah, and just like this, it speaks of this is like confusion that rises from over analyzing the options. So I'm like, if you start overthinking things and you start thinking, oh my God, what if all those things, no choice is the only wrong choice you can make. As long as you make a choice, you're going to be walking in whatever direction that you're meant to be going, but make sure who's making the choices and decisions for you, who's got their feet on the ground, who's present, what version of you is present. Are you really truly looking at the whole truth, all the truth, or is it the truth that you're telling yourself so that you can make choices and decisions based on what your shadow is telling you? So that you can, sometimes it's our coward way to be able to jump into something is to have to turn everyone away from us. Remember that it's huge, and it's huge right now. And so the desire for a more meaningful life is where this 8 comes in. So our 7s always takes us, we're at that peak, that moment in our life. The 8 is we finally decided like something was calling me. And so moving forward, there will be this period of time of answering the call, but who's answering the call? Having the version of you that's ready to answer the calls of what's to come, staying with the rabbits who are grazing in the field and just going with the flow of nature, or jumping down those rabbit holes. They're your choice to make, and you get to make them. But we are definitely being challenged in the areas of where energy, where there's lack of money, where there's lack of finances, where there's those things that a collective energy gets stuck in the lack of, trying to take away that sense of money or changing how we see money. Anytime that's happening, it plays with the energy of worth and value. It plays with the energy of status, of being able to make dreams come true, whatever it may be. And then other times it is the perfect time to like really truly get in and weave your way through the broken system and find your way in, go under this, get under the radar and truly be able to get in and just take advantage of whatever is happening. But whatever is happening, make sure it is the truest version of you that is showing up, that is present this week, and really truly check in with whatever's happening, because the energy is moving faster. We are out of retrograde. You can't blame this on retrograde, but this moon energy definitely still has a lot of that power, but there's a lot of sinister energy. So be careful who and what you are speaking to within yourself, and be aware of the energy that may not just be your truth. Make sure you got your truth, make sure it feels right before you start jumping to conclusions this week. Much love. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.